I picked up Cruis'n Blast for the Nintendo Switch recently, and I want to do a review on it. I haven't played a Cruis'n game in many, many, many years, but I remember one of the first games I got on my Nintendo 64 when I was a kid was Cruis'n USA because I had played Cruis'n USA at I think it was at a Walmart. It may have been at a Target back when they used to have arcade machines in the Walmart, like right outside. Remember that era? That's where I played a lot of games like Street Fighter and other stuff like that. Well, anyways, Cruis'n Blast is the newest game on the Switch, and I picked it up because it was on sale and because I wanted to try playing one of these games, because it's been a while. I love really well made games. And games like Mario Kart, some would say Mario Kart's the best racing game on the Switch, but it's also like a racing action game, whereas this game is a bit more just racing. However, it's not the type of game you would think of. It definitely keeps the wackiness elements of Cruis'n USA in those games. Those are still in tow. What do I mean by that? Well, first of all, the game does not take itself seriously at all. There are some insane unlockables in this game. You can unlock a Triceratops and race with a Triceratops. I wish I was making this up. A motorcycle, a UFO flying saucer, like all you gotta do is go through the game and beat the levels, and you get to unlock things. You also find keys and things like that on the tracks. And that gives a lot of replayability because sometimes you'll see a key and you can't quite get it, so you have to figure out how to get it. You have to go back and redo the track again and get it, get the keys. And that's how you unlock things. You also have money that you can spend on unlocking new cars or vehicles, if you want to call them that, or you can use that money to unlock upgrades for your existing vehicles. I like that. I mean, it gives replayability. Also, I love the graphics are great, and I love the design of the levels in Cruis'n Blast. I love how the levels all have different kinds of gimmicks, and there's so much to see. Like, there's times where you're playing the game and you're focused on winning, but you're also enjoying the background and you're enjoying the environments. They're really, really, really fun to look at. The game is called Cruis'n Blast, and it really is a blast. If you're looking for more realistic type of racing games like a Gran Turismo or like a Formula One racer, that's not what this is. This is complete wacky. The game is so much fun. There are so many things. It really is like an arcade racing game. Like, arcade racing games never try to be that realistic for the most part. A lot of them are just there for you to have fun. And the game, to me, in my opinion, realism is one thing. Like, I can appreciate a game that's very realistic if that's what it's going for, if it's trying to be a simulation game. But a game that is wacky and fun, I'd rather have something fun than something realistic, especially since Cruis'n Blast tries to be more fun than realistic. And it works. It accomplishes it. I mean, the game is over the top, and that's great. It's also very fast, in a good way. You have to master drifting in order to get speed correctly, and you have nitro so you can blast your way through those levels. When you're maybe you're in third place and you're about to get to the finish line, you can use the nitros to with the L button and just blast your way through it and maybe win the race. The game oftentimes feels like a big roller coaster ride. There are huge jumps where you can actually jump over hills, and there's like a long way down, and you see you kind of like see the bottom, and you're like, whoa, like it really is visually stunning and incredibly fast. Also, I should make note that this game is a first-party Nintendo game, and that's interesting because a lot of those are quality, and this one is also, I think, a quality game. Now, one of the things that I found out while I was doing research on this game, when I was about to record the review, is that this game actually came out 4 years ago in the arcades. Now, I've been to some arcades, but I've never seen Cruis'n Blast. Unfortunately, I haven't been to that many arcades. Plus, we had that whole worldwide pandemic thing kind of stopped that from happening for a while. But I didn't even know this game even existed until I saw it available on Switch. And it was definitely worth what I paid for it. Some people criticized the N64 ports of the Cruis'n games, Cruis'n USA, Cruis'n World, Cruis'n Exotica, but this game to me, because of the advancement in technology for home consoles and what the Switch can do, is phenomenal. I mean, you don't have to worry about it being a problem here. Plus, the home version has all kinds of replayability options that the arcade one does not have. There are 24 more tracks in this game than there were in the arcade version. So if you have played the arcade version, you might want to pick this up if you enjoy it, because it does capture the fun of arcade racing on the Switch. Not to mention that I gotta say there are some things in this game that regular racing games don't have besides the wackiness. For example, there are platforms you can jump off of while you race, and if you jump off correctly and push the right button, you can do a spin move and things like that to actually increase your speed. So the name of the game here really is Speed. You know, Mario Kart, like I said, more of a tactical battle racing game. This game is much more fast. And also, the game borrows elements from other successful games similar to it, like Burnout. There are parts of this game that really do feel a lot like Burnout, and also Need for Speed. Like, there's similarities, but it's still, at its core, still a Cruis'n game, just like the ones we played when we were kids, but just advanced a lot more and graphically beautiful, tremendous sound as well. Like, I played this in my living room on 5.2 surround sound system I have, and it sounded great. Everything sounded beautiful. And I love how when you play these games, I mean, I gotta put over the tracks too. Like, sometimes things happen, like when you're playing the game and something in the background happens, there's an explosion or like a bridge is falling or something like that. Like, it's a momentary distraction, but you don't really lose focus. You're still racing, you're still doing a good job, but it's just there to kind of add more to the the high octane, I guess, roller coaster aspect of Cruis'n Blast, because it really does have that as its element. You know, you're supposed to be playing this game at high speeds and feeling as if you're on a roller coaster, except you're controlling it. You know, when it comes to strategy too, the game is not that difficult to figure out. If you play it on easy mode, you can pretty much get through all the tracks relatively easy. That's why it's called easy mode. But as you start moving up to normal and then hard, you have to really learn how to use your drifting. You have to learn how to properly use your speed boost when necessary. You don't want to overdo it. And you want to kind of slowly kind of master the levels and kind of learn where everything is at. And that's how a game should be. It should be easy at first, and then as you gradually increase in difficulty, along with your skills, that's how it's going to work. I haven't actually played the game in hard mode yet because you have to unlock it, so I haven't gotten all the way through that yet, but presumably speaking, it's going to be a lot harder, obviously, and I have to master how to do the drifting and the speed boost at the right time, and really make sure I don't get slowed down to truly, figure out this game. Overall, I had a blast playing Cruis'n Blast. Pick it up for your Nintendo Switch if you're a fan of these types of games, because even if you're not, you will become one if you play this game. It's a lot of fun. It was a blast. It really was. And I'm putting some hours into this one, so hopefully you will too. Thank you. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.